In this video, I'm going to be talking about how to install SQL Server and SQL Server Management Studio. At the end of this video, you know how to run SQL directly on your laptop without having to pay and everything for free. Welcome to my cyberspace. Now, let's get right into it. So we are going to head over to our favorite browser, and we are going to just search up on Google, just a very simple install SQL Server. So let's just go to the first Microsoft website that we see. This is the one, not the sponsored. Let's click on this, install SQL Server download. You're probably going to see like a bunch of things. So you see SQL 2020 on premise, there is developer edition, there's the express edition. Then you might start to wonder what's the difference between all of this. This is more for like organizations. Majorly the one that is best you download is either developer edition or the express edition. The express edition, it's a lightweight of the developer edition. It allows you to do things like for learning, but a lot of times it's best to really download developer edition. You would only go for the express edition if you have like storage issues on your laptop. The download is pretty straightforward and similar. We are going to download the developers edition, which is also free. So I'm just going to click on download now, and this it's downloaded already. The file is very small, and so we just click on yes. Just to let you know, this takes time to download, so you can do the basic installation, custom or download media. I would not recommend you do basic installation. If you do like the custom, you can select the things you really want from the download. We could also do download media. Download media is we want to have like a copy, so we don't have to like lose out where this is downloaded. Or I'm just going to do custom download. Still the same thing, right? So custom download. We click on install. This is going to take a minute. So it's downloaded successfully. Still loading, and this is where the real download is starting. Just one thing you need to know: you might experience issues if your laptop is not x64. SQL Server at the time of making this video is only compatible with x64 like processing, so that's something you need to know. So we just go to installation and we click new SQL Server standalone installation or add features to an existing installation, and we wait for this to run. So while this is running, we're just going to wait for this to load, and we would continue. So right now we would need to specify a free edition, so either developer. So we have to choose the developer. You can choose express, you could change your mind at this point, but we choose developer edition, and click on next, and we accept the terms and condition. Next, so it's going to like click download. You don't need to worry about this is still going to work perfectly well. You just click on next. So currently we are going to, so if you have like an Azure login, but right now we don't need this if you're just running something on your local device. So we're just going to uncheck this and click on next. So if you just want to run SQL Server, you could just click on this alone and you will be good to go. And just maybe if you also want to do analytics service, you can also do this. So this is what you could do, and you'll be good to go. So if you just want to run database engine service and analysis service, you can always come back to update or add more things. So but for myself, I'm just going to add up integration service, because I'm going to use that also in some other projects. You could add SQL Server replication, just a bunch of things that you might need. You could check all these things, but which is fine, depends on you. So we click on next. The more things you check, the longer it's going to take for you to install. So the default instant name is this MySQL Server. So if we do not change this at the time when we install, SQL Server Management Studio. We can use dots to log in, or you could just leave it as this. Either you put a different name. So also, if you leave it as this, either use dot as like your server name, or you use your laptop name as to log in. But I'm just going to leave it as this, and by the time you get to the point where you want to sign in SQL Server Management Studio, you're going to see better what I'm trying to explain. So we click on next, and so this is almost ready. So we have grant perform volume, yes, that's going to click on that. So we leave this as window authentication mode. This is just trying to say that by the time we sign into our laptop, it allows us to also log in directly into SQL Server without having to put our password again all the time. Missed mode is in case you want to have in window authentication or SQL Server authentication, but just leave it just as it is. And right now you're just going to click add current user. So this is the current user, and this would be this JJ Insight here is going to be my default username, or my default server name when I go to my SQL Server Management Studio. So whatever is showing up for you here, you can just have a picture of this, so you can know that, okay, this is what I'm going to use, or we use dot regardless. So click on next, and so leave it at tabular model, and let's click on add current user, and we click on next. And this is just going to take a moment to install, so it's going to take some moments, and we're going to install this. So let's just wait for it while it gets installed. So we should have this ready, then you could just close. And the next thing we want to do is we have SQL Server ready. So one of the things to be sure is just click on SQL. If you click on search, SQL Server configuration, this is going to show up here. So it means we have SQL Server already. But we need to also install SQL Server Management Studio. So we have SQL Server already. We have it running. SQL service, this is running. Yeah, so if this is not running for you, then probably something went wrong. You probably would have gotten an error also. So let's do install SQL Server Management Studio. So the SQL Server Reporting Service, that's a different thing, but let's install SQL Server Management Studio, SQL Server Management Tool. And we also want to install, this is the SSMS. So we could just click on, let's just go to the website and say download, let's go SQL Server Management Studio. So click on this. This is not the this is not an ad, this is the first one from Microsoft. So we try to click on, says how to install SQL Server SSMS. It depends on the version we want to install, and we could just run this. It says we can use the Visual Studio installer to update SSMS 21, whichever one. We could just click on this and we will have this. So this is going to download the Visual Studio installer. Click on yes. It's easier like to install the SQL Server Management Studio. You might see Visual Studio installer, but literally yes, we are installing the right thing. So now we first of all have to download the Visual Studio installer. Then the Visual Studio installer has a couple of things that we can download. So we can download the SQL Server Management Studio, and we can download the Visual Studio Community. So this is a different thing. This is the one you want to click. Right now I have it installed already, so that's why it's not showing me like install. But for you just have to click is just install. But for myself, I'm just going to click on modify, just in case I want to make changes to it. So I click on everything, install while downloading, download and install all. So we have this. So this is probably going to show like install for you, but just click on, let me launch it. So this is going to open up, and we would be able to connect. So when we connect, so for yourself, you might not have the name called JJ Insights. So if I take out the name, let's say you try to connect, and it should connect automatically. This is me connecting to, let me see what I connected to. So try to click on second. So we see this, right? We click on so try to connect database engine. I can click on, take this out and click on dots, and it will still get me connected. Just make sure you click on trust certificates. So you must click on that so that you could get to log in, and click on connect. It's still going to get me connected. If you see the number is still the same, so the same thing. And that's how to install SQL Server Management Studio and SQL. In the next video, I'm going to be talking about how to load in a database. That's AdventureWorks, one of the most popular database for us to use. If this video was a value for time, do also subscribe, like, and follow. Ciao.